record. So good evening, everyone. Welcome participants in this webinar. So I hope that you will enjoy the activities and learn something. So just to inform you guys, this webinar is recorded for requirement purposes. And to formally start, let's hear the opening prayer that will be followed by the national anthem.
Dear Lord, we praise and worship you today. You are exalted in our midst. We ask for forgiveness for every sin we have done. Have mercy on us, our Father. As we start our program today, let your guidance and protection be upon us. Send your Spirit to us and give us wisdom. We thank you for all the blessings we have received. We also thank you for the lives of the people in this place. Be glorified in everything we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Okay, to continue, so the speaker for today is yours truly, and I am also the facilitator of this program. So I'm Carl Matthew Valenzuela Purisima, and to add a short information about me, I am 22 years old and I took my basic education at Sarmiento Central Elementary School in 2012. And I finished my junior high school at Armula Science High School in Parang in 2016. And I had my senior high school at Southern Christian College in Midsaya. And now, currently, I am taking my third year of bachelor's degree in psychology at University of Southern Mindanao. Now, it's your turn to know each other. So introduce yourself, state your name and your age. So who would like to introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Diana May Labasan, 21 years old.
So who would like to go next?
Hi,
Hello
good
everyone. Ako, ay, sige.
sige. Sige, ikaw na.
Ako na. Sige. Good evening everyone. I am Princess Faraki, Librando Kalantungan, 20 years old.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Elvin Amscara Jr., currently 20.
Good evening, guys. I'm Wilmer Cesar M. Rubio, 21 years old.
So who's next? May iba pa bang hindi nakapagpakilala? How about James Ryan and Kenny De La Cruz? So I think they are not available. So guys, to clarify, this will have 3 topics and a set of activities for the whole duration of the program. So for the house rules of the program. So first, for more efficient use of energy and data, the participants can turn off their microphone and camera. Question and clarification will be entertained after the activities. The participants may turn on their microphone or use the chat box, and the facilitator will cue you when you are recognized. And lastly, treat everyone else like how you would like to be treated. So, um, to continue, the first topic is about the memory retention and recall. This talks about why do we forget. So to set the mood, let's do an icebreaker. So it is called word list recall. So for the instruction, prepare a pen or pencil and a blank sheet of paper. Next is be participative. And lastly, do not cheat and enjoy the activity. So guys, kuha po kayo ng paper and a blank sheet of paper. Okay na po?
Okay na
Yes
po.
po.
Okay, how about the others?
Yes po, okay na.
Okay na.
Okay, let's proceed. So for the mechanics, you will see 15 random words that will be displayed on the screen in a couple of seconds. Read each word and try to remember it without taking notes. Keep the pen and paper handy as it will be used later after the presentation of words. So mamaya nyo pa gagamitin yung paper after nyo mapanood ang video na i-play ko. So ito na po yung video. So start na po. Sorry to inform you guys, but I will just show the video once. So next is write down or get the paper and the pen first and write down as many words as you can remember that you have remember sa napanood yung video na di-play ko. And the total number of the words that you remember has an equivalent level of the memory retention. So, ilang words yung ano yun guys, ang nag-guess nyo. So, I will give you 30 seconds para isulat yung mga words na remember ninyo. Okay, start na po. So, I think 30 seconds is done. So, ilang words yung na-remember ninyo? Guys, if you gusto nyo magsalita or if need kayo magsalita, please open your camera, then ang microphone. Guys, ilang words yung na-remember ninyo?
6
So,
po.
I've got
So-
7.
Okay, how about the others?
6 po.
Okay, so these are the list of words that was shown in the video. So check nyo kung ilan yung mga na-remember nyo na words. And ito yung score interpretation ng na-remember yung words. So if you got 4 words na na-remember ninyo, you got low word memory recall. Most likely average recall of 80-year-old and up. So if you have 7, you have average recall of adolescence. And then lastly, if you have 8 words up, you have high memory recall. Um, so are you guys still there?
Yes.
So how about the
Yes.
others? Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed to our main activity. So our main activity is entitled Memory Train. So for the mechanics, Memory Train is it's a memory game played by repeating the statement said by the previous player and adding another word to it. So the instruction, so we have instructions here. So first, for the game to flow smoothly, facilitator will assign every participant by number. And second, the game begins with the facilitator declaring a theme, for example, an animal. And third, the first player would state, I am going to the zoo and I see a, for example, since the theme is about an animal, so the first player will state a phrase or a sentence that will include an animal in it. So since the example here is I am at the zoo and I see a monkey. And then the next player will repeat the statement and add another animal to the statement. So for an example, so since the first player stated I am at the zoo and I see a monkey, so the next player, the second player will repeat that and said, I am at the zoo and I see a monkey. And right next to the cage of monkey, I saw a rhinoceros. So just like that. And the game continues with every player repeating the previous animals and adding another. So if a player makes a mistake in the sequence or forget an animal, they are eliminated. And lastly, the winner is the player who is able to repeat the longest phrase. So, assign muna tayo ng mga number ng participants. So, I will base it sa andito sa list. So, first we have Diana May Labasan, and then Elvin Esclito, and then Princess Farkel Kalantangan, then Winmer, and James Ryan Pipino. Okay. Okay. So our first theme is about birthday party. So first player, you may start the phrase now.
I am going to Shine's birthday.
So second player.
I am going to Shine's birthday. Bringing with a gift.
Okay, next.
I am going to Shine's birthday and bring a gift and eat a cake.
Okay, last. Winner, are you still available? Okay, since Winner is not available, the game continues and repeat sa first player. So Diana will continue the phrase, the sentence.
I am going to Shine's birthday with a gift. Ewan ko na. Hindi ko na alam.
Okay, Diana May Labasan is eliminated. So I think para continue if you can repeat the phrase.
Si Elvin.
I say Alvin. Okay,
Ako?
Alvin.
I'm going to Shine's birthday, bringing a gift and eating a cake. And wala na.
Okay, I think Alvin, it's not a thing actually. Umali si Alvin sa a cake. Yun sa sinabi niya. So, I think the winner is Princess Farah Kalatongan.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, so I think the scores to our second topic or theme. So our second theme is about pandemic. So same number of the participant. So first participant, you may start.
COVID-19 is a disaster.
Okay, next player.
COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan.
Okay, next player.
Again. Please.
Okay, Alvin. Princess Sparkle is asking for the repetition of your statement.
COVID-19 is disastrous and Kabakan is and it currently
Okay, I think let's give Alvin a chance since Princess Sparkle asked him to repeat it. Okay, Alvin, try to state the phrase again.
COVID-19 is a disaster ang first phrase.
Okay. COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan.
Okay, next.
COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing in Kabakan, and people are wearing masks.
Okay, Winmer. Are you available now? Okay, I think he's still not available. So let's go back to the first player, Diana May Labasan.
Wait lang. COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan, and people are wearing masks and face shield.
Ako na?
Opo.
COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan. People are wearing masks and face shield and maintaining social distancing.
Okay, I think it's getting longer. So next.
COVID-19 is a disaster. Sige na, okay na?
No, you should complete the
Okay, I
phrase.
will continue na. So, COVID-19 is a disaster currently plaguing in Kabakan. People are wearing masks and face shields and doing social distancing. And people are... Mali na, wala na. Pause.
So I think Princess Marakel had a mistake on the phrase that Alvin Espito stated before her. So who's the winner, guys?
Pag inahuman.
Kami pa.
Wala pa pala.
Kami pa.
Okay, so I think sino sunod? So Winmer, are you
Ako.
available now? Okay, so
Ako na.
okay, go. Diana May Labasan.
COVID-19 is a disaster and COVID-19 is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan, and people are wearing face masks and face shields and maintaining social distancing. They should stay at home.
Yee!
Elvin Esclito.
Nanay ko
COVID-19
kasi
is a disaster and currently plaguing Kabakan. People are wearing face mask and face shield and maintaining social distancing. We should stay at home.
Okay,
Mali.
Elvin Esclito had a mistake.
Ano to?
They should.
Ay,
They should.
Mali.
So I think Diana May Labasan is the winner.
Yay.
Thank you. Nanalo na talaga ako.
Yay.
Congrats,
So,
bro.
So I think let's proceed for our last theme. I think that 3 versus 3 kayo ngayon ah. Okay, so our last theme is about product brands.
Start na.
Opo, yes, start na po tayo.
I am wearing a Zara blouse.
Okay, Zara blouse. Next player.
I am wearing Zara dress.
Okay.
Hi?
Elvis split to the mistake. So, how about Farah?
I am wearing a Zara blouse and a Chanel shirt.
Chanel shirt. So, then let's go back to the first player.
I am wearing a Zara blouse and a Chanel shirt pairing with bench shorts.
Oh, it's getting longer.
So I am wearing a Zara blouse and a Chanel shirt and bench shorts.
Mali.
So Diana may labasan is the winner for our last team. So I think for the overall total of the scores, I think Diana is the winner, and then followed by Princess Parakel. Okay, guys, did you have fun?
Yes.
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 Okay, I think let's proceed. So this is let's proceed to the processing question. So for our first question, guys, how was the activity? Who would like to answer the question?
Ako.
Okay, proceed.
It was
You may
fun.
open your cam.
Sorry. It was fun kasi yung parang ma-challenge ka i-remember yung mga ginasabi nila. Ganon.
Okay. What the others? Would you like to answer the first question? How was the activity?
So the activity the activity was fun. And what are your reflections from this project activity? The reflection that came to me kay siya, na-realize na ko na mubukyo kay kog retention.
I think it's not like that. So I think let's proceed to our second question. So what was the most challenging part of the activity and why? So who would like to answer?
Ako.
Okay, proceed. Open your camera and then open your mic. Then answer.
Okay, ano lang? Off cam? So,
Okay.
sa most challenging part, obviously, yung pag-memorize ng phrases. Ayun. Basically, that's the most challenging part. Syempre kasi,
Okay. So for our third question, oh my God. For our third question, what are your reflection from this project or activity? So anyone who would like to answer that question? Anyone?
Ako.
Okay.
Reflecting sa activity, mahirap kay hindi mo mabilis maintindihan yung phrase. So kailangan dapat na mag-focus ka
Okay.
and makuha mo yung exact na phrase na ibigay ng person.
Okay, thank you. So for our last question, what is or are the importance of the activity? So anyone that knows the importance of the activity?
parang magkakaroon ka ng self-awareness sa capacity ng yung brain to retain information. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for answering the processing question. So let's proceed to our integration questions. So what are the benefits? Okay, what are the benefits of you get in memory training? And how can you apply what you have learned in memory training in real life situation? So our memories are an integral part of who we are. It's something we use every day, and it makes our lives a lot easier. But if we are not quite using our memory, this will lead to slow certain cognitive processes, and it is harder to learn new things quickly. Memory retention is the ability to remember or recall information over a period of time. Having a strong memory retention means that we can easily put knowledge to use without occupying or overloading our working memory. Since background knowledge will be readily available, a lot of things that weakens our memory aside from getting old, like smoking, lack of sleep, stress and anxiety, alcohol abuse, and etc. To help our memory to be healthy, we must consider a lot of things such as physical exercise, eat proper food for your brain or memory, enough sleep, and exercise your cognitive skills by playing brain games such as crosswords, word recall, and more. We learn while learning, we also have fun. So for the lecturette, um, memory retention and recall. What does it mean to forget? What is forgetting? Forgetting is the loss or change of information that was previously stored in a short-term memory or long-term memory. It can occur suddenly or it can occur gradually as old memories are lost. While it is usually normal, excessive or unusual forgetting might be a sign of a more serious problem. The inability to retrieve a memory is one of the most common causes of forgetting. So why are we often unable to retrieve information from our memory? So one possible explanation of retrieval failure is known as decay theory. So decay theory suggests that over time, these memory traces begin to fade and disappear. So according to this theory, a memory trace is created every time a new theory is formed. Decay theory suggests that over time, these memory traces begin to fade and disappear. If the information is not retrieved or rehearsed, it will be eventually be lost. And how long do memories last? Wait, okay. So how long do memories last? So in a short-term memories, it is a bit longer and lasts about 20 to 30 seconds. And some memories are capable of enduring much longer, lasting days, weeks, months, or even decades. This is called long-term memory. So there are types or stages of memory. So first is the sensory memory. So sensory memory is the earliest stage of the memory. During this stage, sensory information from the environment is stored for a very brief previous period of time, generally for no longer than a half seconds for visual information and 3 to 4 seconds for auditory information. We attend to only certain aspects of this sensory information memory, allowing some of this information to pass in the next stage. So sa sensory memory, ang information enters to our brain through our senses like seeing, smell, like taste, and other senses. And then if magpo-process siya, papasok siya sa long-term memory. So next is the short-term memory. So short-term memory was also known as active memory. It's the information we are currently aware of or thinking about. In Freudian psychology, this memory would be referred to as a conscious mind. Paying attention to sensory memory generates information in short-term memory. While many of the short-term memories are quickly forgotten, Attending to this information allow us to continue to the next stage, which is the long-term memory. So most of the information stored in active memory or short-term memory will be kept for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. The term short-term memory is often used interchangeably with working memory, which refers to the processes that are used to temporarily store, organize, and manipulate information. So last is the long-term memory. So long-term memory refers to the continuing storage of information. In Freudian psychology, long-term memory would be called the preconscious or unconscious. This information is largely outside of our awareness but can fall into working memory to be used when needed. Some of this information is fairly easy to recall, while other memories are much more difficult to access. So losing memory and why do we forget? So forgetting is a surprisingly common event. Just consider how often you forget someone's name or overlook an important appointment. Why do we forget information we have learned in the past? So there are four basic explanations why forgetting occurs. So first, we have failure to store. Second, interference. Third, motivated forgetting. And lastly, retrieval failure. So sometimes information is simply lost from memory, and in other cases, it was never stored correctly in the first place. Sometimes memories compete with one another in making difficult to remember certain information. In other instances, people actively try to forget things that they simply do not want to remember. So if we will tackle this four, maybe it will be too long. So I think we should proceed. So um, we are now on our second topic, which is memory consolidation, short-term to long-term memory. So short-term memory to long-term memory. So let's proceed to the main activity of the topic, which is picture charades. Charades. Okay. Okay, guys. So for the mechanics of the activity, picture charade is a guessing game that uses emojis. Wait. Emojis to form a word or titles of the movie, song, or any word by finding the connection of the given emojis. Second, the given emojis will challenge the thinking skills of the participants to think deeper about the interconnectedness of what is given to them. Every player will race to guess the word that correspond from all the emojis or photos shown. And lastly, every correct answer corresponds to 1 point. The player guessed it correctly or incorrectly, the player will lose the chance to guess again and have to wait to the next item. Or if all players also guess incorrectly. So for the instruction, facilitator will show set of images to be guessed. The player who can guess the correct answer will get a point. So first picture, charade. So we will give you a clue. It is a movie. So players, you can just open your cam and your mic to answer.
Aladdin.
Lahat. And kung sino
Aladdin.
may pinakamaraming answer, siya ang mananalo.
Aladdin.
Okay, Aladdin. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. So next, is other players available? Hello guys?
Wala po kaming makita, sir.
Wala. Ayan, nakikita nyo?
Opo.
Okay. So how about the other players? Are you still there?
Aladdin din akin, sir.
Okay. Well, hindi ko pa na-move. Just gina-check ko pa kung andyan yung ibang player.
Yes,
So
sir.
guys, are you still awake? If yes, say hooray!
Hooray.
Okay, how about the others?
Hooray!
I think other players are not available. Okay, let's proceed to our next picture charade. The next is this picture charade. So, anyone who
Kung
would
Fu
like to guess?
Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, hindi ko pa
Kung Fu
napapakita
Panda.
yung clue na hulaan nyo na. So, the first player, the first item got the answered correctly by whom? Whom again?
Me, Princess Parakil.
I mean the first picture charade.
Ako po.
Oh, okay, Alvin. Okay, Alvin Skito got the first point. And then who got the second picture charade?
Me, Princess
Oh,
Farah.
this is Farah. Okay, Farah. Okay, our next is this one. So
Silent
here's the
Night.
clue.
Silent Night.
Oh, Alvin Esquito is very competitive. So next, so Alvin Esquito is right for the next picture charade. Guys, how about the other players? They are not responding. Are you guys still there? Okay, our next picture charade is this one. So the clue is food.
French
French
fries.
fries.
Oh, sino yung naunahan ni Alvin?
Ako.
Ay, dapat inunahan mo siya, Diana. Ano ba yan? Hindi ka naman competitive. Si Alvin, 3 points na. Si Ara got 1 point. And others have none. So this one, guys, we only have 7 picture charades. So next is this one. Who would like to answer?
Frozen.
Ano? Ay,
Frozen.
sabi ko let it go.
Ano? Ano yan?
Let it go.
Let it go. Okay. Winmer is correct. Frozen. Next is, hindi ko pa nga napapakita yung clue, which is the movie. So next is this one. And the clue is movie. Any guess?
Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8. Oh my God. Who guessed that?
Titanic.
Uy, ako.
Oh, si Diana. Diana got the point.
Money in the Sea.
Okay, next item. This one. It is a
Notebook.
movie.
Notebook.
The
Module.
Bible.
Module.
The module.
Who guessed who said the word, the title,
Yes, I'm
The Notebook.
Who
The
said it
module.
first?
It was me. It was
It
me.
was Farah. So Farah.
The Bible.
The correct answer is the Notebook, and Farah got the correct the point. So,
Chuchi!
Chuchi, kalamtangan. I think we already had the 7 picture charades, and the one who got the most point is Alvin. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Guys,
Yay!
hey, how about the others? Who would like to cheer? Oh, you are sad. You're not congratulating him.
My God, I'm so sorry.
You're
I
sad,
love
huh? Okay, let's proceed to the processing question. So we only have 2. So first, does the activity help you to recall memories? Who would like to answer this question? Anyone? Oh, okay. Since Alvin Esplito is the winner, I think maybe he can answer this question. Since maybe he understands what the game really is. Alvin Esplito?
Well, yung activity, nag-present siya ng various hints. So yung mga hints na yun will, trigger some memories ng mga past na, for example, yung mga movies, ng mga foods or songs na present sa atin din this activity. So medyo with those mga hint, particularly yung mga emojis. So na-recall niyo yung mga memories ko in some ways.
Okay, thank you. It is very informative for you, huh? So, how about the others? Would you like to answer? Okay, if none, let's proceed to the next question. So, how do you help yourself in remembering all the items? So, anyone who would like to answer?
Ako.
Okay.
Ano, yung every emoji parang puzzle kasi siya. So every emoji parang ginagawa mo, i-puzzle mo kung ano yung meaning ng emojis kaya nasagutan ganun.
Okay, thank you. I think you really get what is the meaning of the game or the activity. Thank you for responding, participants. So let's proceed to the integration. Okay, wait. Wait. So integration. What are the reasons why people tend to forget and lose their memory in the course of time? And what we can do to help ourselves to keep our memory sharp and on point. So memory recall or retrieval is remembering the information or event that we were previously encoded and stored in our brain. Retrieval is the third step in the processing of memory. The first is being the encoding of the memory, and second, being the storage of the memory. Retrieval of the encoded and stored memory is very important because otherwise there is no point of storing the information. So during memory recall, there is a replaying of neural activity that was originally generated in the brain during a specific event. This echoes the brain's perception of that specific event, which is not completely identical to that event. In this way, the brain remembers the information and details of the event. Memory recall is not just pulling things from the storage of memories. Rather, it is a process of creativity in which the relevant information is gathered from the scattered jigsaw puzzle like information in the brain. Okay, for the lecturette, how consolidation turns short-term memories into long-term memories. Okay, perhaps back in the middle school, you spent hours and hours studying and using the Pythagorean theorem. By doing so, you have exercised your brain a great deal and secured the formula in your long-term memory. So what are the memories? It is essential to understand that the memory involves many portions of the brain, including the hippocampus, which the hippocampus is found within the brain's temporal lobes and is primarily responsible for emotional and memory. When we take a new information, that information travels through the brain with a system of electric and chemical signals involving neurons, synapses, and neurotransmitter. So, okay. Okay, so the definition of neurons. Neurons are the nerve cells that communicate with each other through electric and chemical signals. The human brain contains roughly 100 billion neurons, so it's a lot. So for the synapses, a synapse is a small space at the end of the neuron that enables the electric and chemical signals to be passed on the other neurons. So the neurotransmitter are the chemical messengers that aid in the communication of neurons using chemical signals. Right. So for the continuation of what are the memories, the pattern of neurons and synapses that this information travels through can train the nervous system or the neurons, I mean, to be reactivated in similar patterns. This pattern reactivation is a memory. So rather than memory being an organized system with separate compartments in the brain, it is instead an ever-changing system of neural patterns and pathway in which information travels across regions of the brain. Okay? So memory consolidation. Memory consolidation is a process that causes our short-term memories to be stored in the long-term memories. So I think we are up to our last topic, which is the memory retrieval, recognition, and recall. So how to regain the memory? So that is the question. So before we tackle about the information about how to regain the memory, let's play the main activity first, which is entitled the categories. Okay, for the mechanics of the game is categories. So first, categories is a fun game to play with all ages. The rules are simple. There is one letter and five categories. Think like school supplies, book title, and girl's name. So you have 100 seconds or 2 minutes to come up with a word that fits in each category and start with a chosen letter. The more unique your answer is compared to your friends, and the more points you get. So, guys, nagets nyo ba yung mechanics? O kung hindi, I will explain it to you deeper. Any response? Okay, let's check. So, guys, are you still awake? Are you still there? If yes, say hooray.
Hooray!
Okay, how about the others?
Hooray! Hooray!
Okay, thank you for responding. Guys, hindi niya ba nagets yung yung mechanics? Guys? Okay, okay. Para sa instruction naman natin para mag-gets ng mga players. So the participant must prepare a pen and paper. When ready, wait, the facilitator will show a letter and categories. So for example, magbibigay ako ng category. Wait, mayroon akong example dito. Okay, for example, food. Pagkatapos, yung letter na napili ko is R. And then since ang nagbigay ko na category is food, so ang magsusulat lang kayo ng mga pagkain na start yung pangalan nila sa R. Ganun. Pagkatapos, within 2 minutes, ganun po guys. Tapos, i-compare yung answer nyo. So, you have to open your mic and camera para ma-share nyo sa ating, sa ibang players. And then, para ma-crush out nila. So, kung ilan yung natira sa'yo, yun yung points na equivalent ng answers mo. So, kung sino nga pinakamarami, siya ang panalo. So, I will repeat the instructions. So, the participants must prepare a pen and paper. When ready, the facilitator will show a letter and categories. So, the participants will be given 2 minutes to think and write of what word might fit in the category and letter given. So, after 2 minutes, the timer stops and they must stop writing as well. So, the participants will say their answer. So the answer should not be repeated by other participants. The more the unique the answers, the more points the participants gets. Okay, let's start, guys. Are you ready? May paper na kayo? Response.
Yes po.
Okay, how about the others? May paper na kayo tsaka pen para isulat yung mga words na
Yes
mga
po.
sabi nyo. Okay. Ready na ba ang lahat? Okay. Let's proceed. Okay. So let's start the timer. So I will start the timer of 2 minutes. So the timer is running. Go, guys. Guys, sorry, I forgot the category. Okay, before we start. So the category is, but sila may nag-inform na player. So the category is country or places that starts with the letter S. Okay, timer starts now. Country, guys, country or places that start with the letter S. Isulat nyo sa paper ninyo yung mga, alam nyo yung mga lugar. Okay, 1 minute and 25 seconds left. Okay, 1 minute left. I think marami-rami na kayong mga nasulat dyan, guys. Okay, 30 seconds. 25 seconds left. Not giving you pressures, but 15 seconds left. Okay, the time left is only 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Guys, stop writing na. Okay. Guys, nakasulat ba kayo ng mga words or I mean countries and places?
Yes po.
Okay, para ma-check natin kung hindi kayo magkagaya ng places or unique ang inyong mga nasulat na mga lugar, I think mag-start tayo kay Miss Diana na sabihin yung mga places niya na sulat sa paper niya para ma-crush out ng ibang player. Okay, Diana.
5 lang akin.
Okay, 5. Can you state it here?
Spain, Singapore, Saudi, Sri Lanka, Samar.
Okay, guys. I-crush out niyo yung mga lugar na na-mention ni Diana. Spain, Singapore, Sri Lanka,
Saudi.
and Samar. So guys, huwag na kayo magdagdag ng mga sagot dyan sa para wala lang. Fair lang tayo sa ibang players. Okay, tapos na kayo? Guys, you're still there? Say
Opo, sir.
hooray!
Yes po. Hooray!
Okay. Okay, so crash out na. So let's proceed to the next player or participants. So ang dito sa list is Alvin Esplito. Okay, Alvin, state your the places na nasulat mo sa paper mo na still available.
Sweden, Switzerland, Saigon, South Cotabato, South Korea, Surala, Sudan, Somali, Sarangani, Siargao, Surigao, Samal. Kasama diba ang establishment? So I include Shell Station, SM Dasmariñas, SM Megamall.
I think it's a lot. Okay, sige, continue.
SM Baguio.
Okay.
Ato lang.
Okay, how about the others? I think feel ko naubos na ni Alvin mention yung ibang S na nag-start the country and places. So how about the others? So the next player is Winmer. Winmer, kado bang state yung mga places na nasulat
Kunti
mo?
na lang maiwan sa akin, sir.
Ilan?
Kunti na lang Santorini. Tapos na Santorini, di ba?
Sabi mo na ba, Alvin?
Sorsogon.
Wala pa.
Wala daw.
Sorsogon.
Okay,
Wala pa.
Wala pa. Sorsogon, Santa Ana, Santorini, Sinamarwan, Sinamarto, ug Santo Niño.
Okay, konti na nga lang.
Lang po.
Naubos na ni Elvin. Okay, guys, na-crash out niyo na ba yung mga na-mention ng mga places ng ibang players? Okay, to proceed, how about Princess Farah? Ano yung mga places na natira sa'yo? Princess Farah, are you not available? Okay, since Princess Farah is not responding, maybe she is busy. So let's proceed to Jaira. Jaira, what are the places that
Sydney, Stockholm, pati Sweden.
Sweden? I think Sweden is already mentioned.
Sigiriya.
Oh, ano yung
Sigiriya.
okay. Yun lang.
Oo, yun lang.
Okay, thank you. How about Arshel Toscano or Wendell Ardinan?
Salapungan, Simway, Sinawingan. Nakakuha ng Sweden.
Yes po.
Wala ng Sweden. So, ano na iwan dito? Santa Cruz. Meron na?
Na-mention ba na Winmer?
Wala po, Santo Niño at Santa Ana po yung akin.
Oh, wala. Okay, Santa Cruz
Sergeant.
is available.
Hello, Sok Sarjan.
Okay.
St. Jude, yung libingan.
Okay. How about the school? Di mo siya i-include?
Hindi ko alam saan yan. San Mateo,
Okay. I think marami-rami din.
sa Puerto Galera.
Okay. Yun na yung lahat, Wendell.
Yun lang.
Okay. Sino nga pinakamarami, guys? State ang mga naiwan ninyo na mga places.
Si Elvin po ang nanalo.
Si Elvin. Elvin, ilan ang natira sa'yo ng mga places? Open ang mic. Uy, open mic.
Ay, 17.
Okay, 17. How about winner?
One, two, three, four, five, 6 lang po.
Okay. Wendell, so tawagin ko na ng I think may pinakamaraming mga places na state. So Wendell, ilan yung natira sa'yo?
8.
8. So I think our winner is Elvin Esplito. Elvin Esplito is very competitive. First activities, earlier activities. So to proceed, the processing question. Before that, let's give a round of applause to Elvin since he is the winner again. Yay!
Yay.
Okay, so
Yay.
for the processing questions. So we only have 2 questions. So first, does the activity help you to retrieve your memory? Anyone who would like to answer? Okay, still, since
Yes, well,
so is the winner, we will ask you to answer the first question.
yes, of course. Especially we are given a category and also the letter which
Okay.
limits yung mga information na i-filter out yung mga information na nasa isip namin. Syempre also yung mga given factors yun naka-retrieve yung activity naka-retrieve siya ng memory namin.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So for our next question, what are your cues to remember those letters or those countries or the places that you have stated or you written? So anyone who would like to answer?
Ako ulit.
Okay, thank you.
Syempre yung category is places in in country. Hindi kasi siya na limit sa country. So meron kaming freedom to choose whatever places we want. Una, country, madami namang country nag-start sa S. Also yung mga places, yung mga province, municipality, and mga tourist destination, as well as yung mga simple establishment na makikita natin starting with the letter S.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anyone who would like to answer again? Other participants, I mean. Okay, none. So let's proceed for the integration question. So what are the ways that can help us to remember, retrieve, or remember memory information stored in the long-term memory? So memory, wait. Hey, wait back. Yun na yun. Yeah. So what are the ways that can help us to retrieve memory information stored in the long-term memory? So memory information processing system that we often compare to a computer. Memory is a set of processes used to encode, store, retrieve information over different period of time. Memory process in order to understand memory, knowledge, and retention in any context, we must understand the principles behind it. Memory is an active, reflective, and subjective process to previous experiences. The formation of memory is generally classified into three processes. First, encoding. This process is involved in memory formation and depends on three factors. So those factors are storing, long-term memory, and short-term memory. So I think dumiretso na ako sa lecturette. Okay. This is the three processes of memory formation. First is encoding, storage, and retrieval. So encoding is the initial learning of information. And then storage refers to the maintaining of information over time. And lastly, the retrieval, the ability to access information when you need it. I think we're almost done. So our wrap up for the whole activity. So this activity is called the 10 fingers. So ask each participant to see if they can remember 10 information they have just learned. Relating an idea to a specific finger will help recall at a later time. So ganito yung process ng 10 fingers. So, 'di ba? Tayo may 10 fingers. So we will set information every finger. For example, we have an exam. So we can use that this finger to correspond to a letter or to a meaning na para isagot natin. Then this one also has its meaning para if ever na mag-take tayo ng exam, we can use this technique para maka-remember tayo ng answer. So, guys, I will ask you, maybe one participant, para di naman masyadong mahaba, to remember 10 informations na na-learn nila sa whole duration ng ating activity. So, anyone? Anyone who would like to answer, to give informations based on their 10 fingers for our wrap up for the whole activity? Okay, anyone?
Ako, sir.
Okay, Alvin Espiritu na lang. Okay, Alvin Espiritu is very responsive. Okay, thank you. Okay, Alvin Espiritu, you may
Yes, yung sa pinakaunang finger,
which finger? Can you open your camera?
Camera?
And then show us?
Wait lang. Okay, sige. Wait. Pakita ko ang kamay ko, ha? Yan, ito ang kamay ko.
Okay.
Okay, first, dito sa sa term ko, memories.
Okay.
Next, yung dalawang kamay ko would be short-term and long-term memories. Next is memory consolidation. Next is sa sunod, I think pwede dito is neuron. Next, synapses. Next is neurotransmitter.
Okay.
Next is yung sa process of learning sa initial. Next is record. Next is retrieval. That's it po.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alvin Espito, for responding. I think you have thank you everyone for attending my webinar. I hope that you enjoyed and learned something. Thank you everyone. Guys, can I request na mag-open tayo ng cam for photo documentation? Yung iba.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hindi lagi makita.
Hindi mo ko makita.
Hindi ko makita.
Guys, thank you masyado. Si Jai. Hi, Jai.
Hello.
Basta man lang.
I'm not feeling well, people.
Boy. Sige lang. Laban lang, Earth.
Wa man.
Hi, thank
Marami
you
ako
for
dito, wala na.
attending. Thank you, Archel Toscano, Wendell Artina, Rubio, Charades, Winmer Rubio, Jaira, Kenny, Isabel, Elvin, and Ara. And I think Diana is not available, pero thank you. I think this ends our webinar. Guys, thank you again for attending my webinar. I hope that you learn and enjoy the activities. Thank you.
Thank you rin, Sir Carl.